Hello everyone, my name is Kenyon Medina. I'm a technological computer engineer, and I'm going to talk about the use of ChatGPT in education. In 2017, Mark Hort stated that artificial intelligence and the subject language machine learning will be a foundational tool for social good and business success. But on the other hand, Matt Bellamy stated, in the long term, that artificial intelligence and technology will, in the long term, it will take over of what gives humanity a sense of purpose. So, who should we believe them? It's been more than a half years since the now known AI ChatGPT has come to our lives. It started like a small tree deep in the middle of the whole playground known as Earth. And with time, that tree grew so much that its shadow now covers the whole playground. Some people love this tree and think we should keep it, while others fear that the tree will grow so much and soon it will take over the whole playground. And an issue that has a lot of parents and teachers concerned is the use of the AI GPT in education. This app has become the guru of many students. It has the power to write a whole text like a human person. Imagine a tiny Shakespeare living inside your computer. Very interesting, isn't it? But while some people are convinced that it will boost learning and take it to another level, others fear that it will be the doom of learning, and it will make students really, in a way, how to not be rude, ignorant. So we have two possible futures with these statements. One is a prosperous future, with students taking their whole potential as the future genius of tomorrow, with an AI that helps them at everything. And then they become one with the AI, or the destructive future, with an army of teenage zombies that they go controlled by an omnipotent AI. But let's be honest, how close are these statements to reality? We're going to talk about the advantages of ChatGPT. And a really good advantage that ChatGPT has is the explanation of these topics. As you can see, if a student has a really complicated topic that it doesn't understand, whether it's because the teacher didn't explain it very well, or the text is too long and it doesn't know how to interpret it. ChatGPT can summarize it all in one single paragraph, like this, making it easier to read, to understand, and to explain. Another advantage ChatGPT has is that it can be directed for any students from any grade. Yeah, whether it's kindergarten, high school, college, you name it. Another aspect ChatGPT shines for is curiosity. Several studies of the Journal of Education and Psychology have proven that the use of ChatGPT in students has promoted their curiosity about a certain topic, and that encouraged them to dig deeper into it. Another advantage, but what about the teachers? You may think, are we too old for it? Is it only for students? Does that mean we're going to replace? Do we have to fight the AI to keep our jobs? No, don't worry. ChatGPT won't get you fired. Not yet. But ChatGPT has proven to be also helpful for students. it has a lot of opportunities to not only help them in their classes, but to make them better teachers of themselves, better versions of themselves as teachers. So we have, so the advantages are that ChatGPT can help them in language learning, even program evaluation, lesson planning, social content creation, assessment, evaluation, and in their professional growth. In other words, it's a co-teacher that will help teachers in teaching while teachers allow themselves to become better at teaching. But let's talk about the bad things now. When you may think something about relying too much on technology or an AI, you may think, hey ChatGPT, write me a 2,000 pages thesis right now. ChatGPT, write me a romantic novel with sharks in it. ChatGPT, make me a sandwich right now. You always talk about it once. I know it. And there's no reason to not to think about it. As ChatGPT, as any other technology, has made our lives too easier. Maybe a little bit too easy. An issue ChatGPT has is copyright. As you can see, it gives you a lot of information, but it doesn't come from a mystic brain, or it doesn't come from the memory of this AI. No. ChatGPT does a lot of research about this topic by several people who already made a deep analysis to it. And the issue is that it doesn't tell you where does it get the information, which may lead to plagiarism and a violation to the social rights, the moral rights of the original author. And another issue is, of course, bias and fairness. And what do I mean by this? ChatGPT has, well, an artificial intelligence has been designed by a group of people, but the issue is that these two can create answers that may show preference to a certain group of people. In other words, you may be working with a racist AI, just like this one. See? That's really screwed up. Oh. And the next issue is, of course, the excessive reliance of technology. The biggest concern is that teachers and students may get too used to letting ChatGPT solve their own problems, that when they have to solve these problems by themselves, they won't know how. And when that kind of time comes, everyone is going to panic, like this. That sounds irritating. It's really exaggerated. So as we can see, every advantage has its own disadvantage. So what should we do about it? And the final issue is cheating. As you can see, as I mentioned before, ChatGPT can make answers that really look like it was made as human, and that's a really big issue, because it will be very difficult, if not impossible, to distinguish if these answers have been made by the student himself or by a machine. So, return to the question: what should we do about the AI tree? Should we let it grow, embrace it until it touches the sky, until it reaches the clouds, or the second option? Well, my answer is none of them. Relying on just letting ChatGPT grow and trust completely in it will only promote the same issues I talked about. But denying the existence of ChatGPT and prohibiting won't change anything at all. We like it or not, ChatGPT is here to stay. The best thing we can do is learn how to live with it. If we worry so much that students will teach, then we need to teach them not to cheat. If we worry so much that we will rely so much on technology, then we must put ourselves limits of how much do we want AI involved in our lives. If we take the right decisions, we won't have to worry about an army of teenage zombies led by an apocalyptic AI. My conclusion is that both sides have really varied arguments and their own reasons to think about it this way. But studying one side won't change anything. Instead, we need to learn the best from both sides and and take the best from them. So we can fix what's wrong with the AI. Yes, artificial intelligence has a lot of potential and it has the chance to make our lives better. And yes, artificial intelligence has a lot of issues right now and we shouldn't trust or rely completely on it. I know some of you may worry that, I know some of you don't want the ChatGPT or AI in our lives. That this change is too much and things should stay the same. But the truth is, the world is always in change. This is just one of many. How we're going to react and what are we going to do about these changes is what will truly determine our society's future. And that's what I believe of ChatGPT in education. And to conclude, I'm going to give myself credits for this presentation and all the speech. Thank you.
I think ChatGPT is going to take over.